certain spot before they went on their long journey so that they could all go together. Who are you guys?
I am Melchior.
Melchior?
Balthazar.
Balthazar, and your name?
Casper.
Casper. You must be a ghost. It's been 2,000 years since you've been alive. So you're what? The three wise guys? Or
Well, no, we're three men here, but there should be a fourth.
four? You mean there's four wise men?
He wants to meet us.
He's missing. He's supposed to be here right now.
Really? I don't know. I haven't seen anybody. Well, what do you have? What are those things you got with you?
I carry gold.
I carry mine.
I have frankincense.
I see. And what are you going to bring those to?
We were following the star. We were looking for the newborn king.
Oh, I see. Well, I don't see a fourth. If we do, we'll send them. Okay. Yeah, it's a long journey ahead of you. Okay. Well, see you later. Have a nice trip. Okay. Take care. Give our best to Mary and Joseph. So, three of the wise men set off. But there was a fourth. But he also had gifts to bring. Fourth wise man, now he had three gifts to bring. He had a ruby, a diamond, and a precious pearl. But the reason he was late meeting up with the other three wise men was not because he was lazy or slow or anything, but on his way, he saw a man on the side of the road who had been beaten and robbed. And because he was a wise man, as well as a good and compassionate man, he stopped to help him.
Sir, you look like you're injured. May I help you?
Yes, please do.
Here, follow me and I will take you to an inn where you will be cared for. Innkeeper, take this ruby in exchange for the care of this man.
So the fourth wise man, he gave one of his three gifts, a ruby, in order to help this poor man he had saw on the side of the road. And finally, he came to the place where he had agreed to meet with the other three wise men.
Sir, have you seen three other gentlemen like me, wearing crowns and dressed in brightly colored robes, in search of a newborn king?
As a matter of fact, there were three here. Sure.
Can you tell me where they've gone?
Well, they went after following the star, but they couldn't wait for you any longer.
Well, I too am in search of the newborn king. I will be off to find him.
Okay. Have a good trip. And so the fourth wise man also set off and went to Bethlehem. And it was several days later that the three wise men finally arrived in Bethlehem. And they saw the star over the manger, and they came to it, and they brought their gifts, and they knelt down before Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, and they presented their gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And after they worshipped and adored him, they then got up and went back to their own country by a different route so as not to let Herod know where the newborn king was. That's a different route. And so the three wise men went back to their own country. And it was several days after that finally the fourth wise man arrived in Bethlehem. But by this time, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph had already left. They were trying to escape from King Herod, so they went into Egypt. But also at the time, there was another mother with a child there who was trying to escape from one of Herod's Roman soldiers who was trying to kill her child.
Stop, soldiers! Stop! Take this diamond in exchange for the safety of this mother and her child, and be off. Follow me to safety, brother.
Roman soldiers being easy to bribe, And so the fourth wise man gave his second gift, the diamond, in order to save the life of the mother and her child. And then after that, he went into Egypt, still trying to find the newborn king. But he couldn't find the king there in Egypt. He looked in palaces and places of the rich and powerful. Then he realized that that's not where the newborn king would be. This king who was to come was one who was going to care for the poor, those who were sad and the brokenhearted. So he would be found among those kind of people. And that he would be king of the Jews, so that he would be found in Israel. And so he left from Egypt and went back to Israel. But on his way to Israel, though, he came across a community that with many poor, sick people and people in need who were lame and crippled and so forth. And they asked him if he could stay with them.
Why, you look like you're in need. Can I help you?
Yes, please, help us.
We need food. There's much sickness here.
Well, I'm off to see the newborn king. I can stay only one day only.
Yes, please. Thank you, sir.
So the fourth wise man agreed to stay in this community for one day to take care of them. But then one day became 2 days, and 2 days a week, and a week a month, and a month a year. And finally 1 year became 30 years. And the fourth wise man stayed in this community for 30 years, taking care of them, helping them to become better, and helping them to learn to take care of one another. And one day, he heard a report about this Jesus who was in Jerusalem, doing all these wonderful things for other people. And so then he realized that must be that king I was looking for these many years, because he always remembered that. Each day he was there, he wanted to find this king. So he heard about it, and then he decided that he would go to Jerusalem. And so he left this community to go on a search.
I must be off now to see the king.
Of course, it was 30 years later, and by this time the fourth wise man was kind of old, and he was himself getting near to death. And when he came into Jerusalem, though, he saw Jesus on his way to the cross, being on his way to crucifixion. Then he had the hope that if only he could give him that last gift he had kept these many years, a precious pearl, that maybe he would be able to save him and ransom Jesus from his death. But before he could get to Jesus on the cross, he saw another Roman soldier coming, taking a man off into slavery.
Move it.
Stop, soldier. Release this man from slavery and take this precious pearl in exchange. Be off. Come, enjoy your freedom. Free.
You can go into the confessional. So the fourth wise man gave away his third and final gift. And by the time that he finally got to the cross, he saw that Jesus had already died. As he said his last words, "Into your hands, Lord, I commit my spirit." And the fourth wise man, of course, was very sad to see the king who he had looked for all these many years die in such a fashion. And he himself was on the verge of his own death. But before he did die, Jesus appeared to him and stood before him.
Lord, it is you. Long have I sought you. Once I had many precious gifts to give you, but now I have none. I am sorry, Lord.
Then Jesus said to him, "You have given me the best gifts of all. You have given me yourself. When I was hungry, you gave me food. When I was thirsty, you gave me drink. When I was naked, you clothed me. When I was sick, you comforted me. When I was homeless, you let me in. Come now, enter my kingdom."
Oh no, Lord, not so, for I have never seen you before.
And then Jesus said to him, "I tell you truly, whenever you did it for the least of my brothers or sisters, you did it for me. Come now, enter the kingdom prepared for you."
Did you hear that? I have found the king, and he's accepted all my gifts, the gifts that I have given to others during the last 30 years.
And that's how the fourth wise man gave his gifts to the king. And that's how all of us are called to give our gifts, because all of us are fourth wise men and women just as well. And we can also give and find the way in which we can share our gifts just by the people who are around us. Because maybe we couldn't be there to, like the three wise men, to give gold, frankincense, and myrrh, but we can always be there throughout our lives to share the better, most best gifts of all. So I want to thank Fourth Wise Men. I want to thank the other people who'd like to come out, members of our sports singles group in the parish, for helping us to realize this very important message. Thank you very much. Even the soldier, okay. See, how do you like that? It's the 12th day of Christmas, and we may not have 12 drummers drumming, but we've got 7 sports singles performing for us. Thank you. I think in a special way, as we're preparing, all of you guys are preparing for your first communion, that you think of, what that really means, that